Hey, Rob from Order 42 here, and today we're doing something, kind of different. It's me basically talking about how I got involved with the Game Chasers and the Game Chasers movie. I read across a lot of people that asked me, how, well, why you, why, what's going on? Especially at Retropalooza, a lot of people didn't realize who I was, which is fine. It's not a big thing, but I figured it was time for me to retell the story and kind of catch people up. And over on my Twitch channel a couple of weeks ago, I did that, and I think I did a pretty good job of kind of illustrating, why I'm involved and how I know those guys and all that kind of stuff. So, without further ado, hey, Rob from the past, take it away. You probably haven't heard kind of the story about about how I got involved, really. Because basically, what it was, it's your first time here. Okay. So basically, like I said, I was friends with Billy when he was 16. And I knew Jay when he was 18, I think. So I was a couple of years older than both of them. I think Billy's older than Jay, right? Anyway, I'm a couple of years older than Billy. But we all worked at Blockbuster together and became friends. Rufus was there, all that stuff, right? Um, but yeah, we as friends do when you get older, you sometimes the times that you see each other, it kind of grows longer and longer, and it's like, holy crap, it's been however many years. Um, but I'd watched Billy in particular was always kind of on my radar because he was doing all of his stuff with the like news production and editing and things like that. And then he hooked up with one of my friends, Brian and Jerry and I, the three of us, we did a podcast back in the mid 2000s. So 2005 is when we started. It was pretty successful. And we had always talked, Billy had talked about possibly doing sort of a promotional thing where they come on and we all hang out, we chat and we BS or whatever. Just never materialized. A couple of years pass and I get extremely sick, right? The Crohn's thing. I had 7 surgeries. I went from in October of 2013. I weighed 250 pounds. In March of 2014, I weighed 185 pounds. I was doing MMA and stuff. I got really sick, like deathly sick. And yeah, I had 3 surgeries in a 3-week period. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. By the end of April, so okay, keeping track. October 2013, 250. March 2014, 185. I lost 65 pounds in 5 months. Not healthy. Okay? Nobody do that. I lost too much weight too fast. I was not eating enough and I was working my body to almost like complete muscle failure. I was so tired after every workout, but I loved MMA so much. I found a passion for it, right? The end of 20 or yeah, going to the hospital the end of March, come out of the hospital, and by the end of April, I weighed 135 pounds because my muscles had atrophied and yeah, had they removed all of my large intestine except for about this much because it exploded. Just saying, that's what happened. And then I had the colostomy bag. Since then, I've had more surgeries because more things has gone wrong. I don't have a bag anymore, thankfully, and I am pretty much good to go. But it took 3 years, 7 surgeries over a 3-year period to get here. They told me I wasn't going to be able to walk again. They told me I wasn't going to be able to work again. Now, of course, when I started walking again, they're like, oh, okay, well, you're probably not going to be able to go to work again. When I got back from work, you know what I mean? I went to work and they were like, okay, well, we're just going to stop putting labels or boundaries on you because I literally shouldn't have survived. But what's weird is I got in such good shape. It's such a weird thing. I got in such good shape that it's the reason that I was able to bounce back as fast as I did, which took me a long time, but it still made me bounce back faster than I should have. But it's also what caused it. That extreme weight loss caused the issue. But because I was in such good shape, it helped me get better and it helped me survive. How weird is that? Anyway, so then a couple years pass. I hear Billy and Jay are doing a Kickstarter for the movie. And I'm thinking, there's no way I can help with this. And also, it's been how many years? But I'd been watching their success and been like really proud of them, you know? And every now and then I would text them and, hey man, what's up? And they were even talking about coming by sometime. But yeah, I hear about the Kickstarter, and I think there was like 2 weeks left or a week left. I don't know when it was. But I said, you know what? I want to be a part of this. I'd love to help them, but they're probably, you know, they're so far removed. And it was me assuming, right? They're so far removed from my, I don't know, from our friendship. Been so long. I was like, I don't want to be that guy that, oh, you're doing something cool. Let me be involved now. It was more of like, you know what? I pre-ordered the Blu-ray over on that Indiegogo thing. Or it was actually on the Kickstarter, the original Kickstarter. But I texted them. And I said, hey guys, I know I'm not your dad, but I'm extremely proud of y'all. It makes me feel like like you guys are, you know, like my kids are grown up. You know what I mean? I loved seeing their success, and I loved seeing them make their dreams reality. And they were both like, thanks, man. Appreciate that, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And I said, man, sometime, you know, we really need to get caught up and stuff. And then a few months later, turns out it's the end of August 2019. Billy calls me up. And this is actually, let me go back. The previous day, I have a good job, by the way, at the time. August 2019. Had a good job working for a major fruit company. Anyway, contracted, but I was making some pretty good money. But I hated it. It was to the point where I was dreading going to work. It was like I kept thinking, what fresh hell do they have for me today? You know what I mean? And I walked out of my job at one point at it was like 3:30 in the afternoon. I said, I got up and went, F this company. I said, I hate this effing job. I'm going home for the day. And I yelled it. I felt terrible about it. Like, it's one of those things where you're so angry, you get in your car, you drive off, and you're like, yeah. And then about 5 minutes later, you're like, oh my God. Oh my God, what did I do? Because here's the thing. You can say what you want about any of these big companies, right? These people were amazing. They were so supportive of me when I was going through all my stuff, because I was working there at the time. They were so supportive of me. They gave me a promotion when I got back. They were amazing, right? So to do that and to act like that, I felt really bad. And then 2 days later, Billy calls me out of nowhere. I don't know how long he'd been thinking about it, but he called me and he said, hey man, you want to meet up for dinner? I'm going to be in the area. Buy your job. And I'm like, well, yeah, let's do it. So he sits me down, shows me some things, and he says, hey, I really want you to be a script supervisor. I told this story, a little truncated version of this story on the panel, but he said, I want you to be a script supervisor. And I said, sure, yes, I'll do it. And then on the way home, I'm like, what is a script supervisor? I had no idea. I had no idea what it was. But yeah, he was like, just, come out on the weekends and help out. I really would like you to be a part of this, I said, man, me too. It sounds awesome, man. It sounds like I really want to, and of course back then there were the plans were much different. They were a little more grand and a little more, I'll just say this. We got some wake up calls, when we actually sat down with the director, the assistant directors, and they go, "Okay, boys, this is how movies work. You can't do that." So there were things that were planned that we had to scrap. But still, I was just like, there's no way I can't just quit my job for this, I mean, I make good money, and there's no way, my wife would, no way. Okay. And Star Fox, I am going to read your comments. Okay. I want to get through this part of the story here, but thank you. So what I did was, I got home. Oh man, yeah, it was really cool seeing Billy, telling my wife. He said he's going to send me the script over and look at it or whatever. She's like, cool. And this is Labor Day weekend, right? So I have Monday off. And so I think that was a Thursday. So he sends it over to me Friday night, I believe. April goes to bed, get my iPad out, and I start reading. I read the first 8 pages and I say, that's it. I don't need to read the rest of it. I want to do this. I want to quit my job and I want to do this. And I really want to do this. But let me sleep on it. So I went to sleep, got up the next morning super early, like earlier than I typically did at that time, but earlier than April anyway. I came in this room and I'm looking at all the stuff that I have. All my Star Wars toys. I'm looking at because I vape, right? And some of these are very expensive. What can I sell? I'm looking at my BMW out there that I love very much. It was the gift because I was on IV for 17 months. I couldn't eat. We saved a lot of money on food. I got a BMW. I'm going out there and I'm going, I can sell this BMW. That's going to be some money that we can use. I can buy just a cheap car just to get me from point A to point B. I'm good. I'm going to do it. And I'm looking through all this stuff and it's so important to me. It's so important to me that I do this because I have a feeling. I have a feeling that this is my chance. And I can't let it pass me by. I can't let it. There's been too many of those, right? Or I felt like there was too many of them that I didn't take. Thank you, Jim. Thanks, Octavius. So yeah, April gets up and she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, so I want to quit my job and do this movie." She's like, what? I'm like, no, I really want to do it. And I got out my notebook, it was actually on my iPad, and I said, so I'm making a list of all the things that I can monetize. Because literally what I had in my head was I can quit my job, I could do the movie, post-production will take, I don't know, 1 or 2 months. Movie's still going. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking at the time. I can sell all of this stuff, and if there's anything that I want, I could just buy it back later when I get my job back with the fruit company. Right? Because they love me. That's the thing. Again, you can say a lot of things about all of these companies and say blah, 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 but they loved me. They thought I was awesome. And she goes, "You're serious?" And I said, "I'm dead serious. This is what I want to do." And she says, "Just stop and just go away for a while," because I can tell she's angry. she's I wouldn't say angry. She's like, I got to wrap my head around this and I don't need you talking anymore. I've got it. I've got what you want to do. Just let me go away and figure this out. I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking, oh my God, okay. And finally she comes back and she says, "I've realized something, that you've been unhappy for years and I've never seen you this excited. Maybe ever. And I feel like if you want to do this, then we need to figure out how to do it." And I'm thinking, okay, awesome. Let's do it. So selling the car. I think we could probably get around 17, 16, I don't know how much, 15, 16, $17,000 for it. Well, I don't know how much it's going to go for, but maybe because it's low mileage, it's a 2014, but it's got low mileage. Maybe we can get, she goes, wait, whoa, that's our car. That's not your car. That's our car. You're not selling the car. Okay. And she goes, and don't worry about selling your stuff yet. We're not at that point yet. What we can do is we can get through the movie, right? We can get through the making of the movie, and then we can figure it out from there. Go get your job back, all that kind of stuff. We may not need to sell anything. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like super excited, right? So the first thing I do is I call Bill, or I text Billy, and I said, hey, I want to talk to you about something. I don't remember what I texted to him. And I said, and I said, give me a call when you get a chance. So he calls me and he goes, what's going on? And I said, yeah, I'm going to quit my job. And he goes, what? Wait, what? No, dude, you can't do that. I'm like, I can, and I'm going to. I mean, if you'll have me, if you want me on this project, I want to give 100% to it. And don't let anybody tell you that they can give 110% of anything, because that's not possible. Giving more than what you're absolutely capable of, which is what is 100%, they're lying to you. Don't let them do that. It's 100%. I'm going to give everything I've got to this. Whatever it is, you need help with locations, you need me to call up, try to get casting done, whatever you need, I'm here to do. Okay? So here's the deal. I'm going to put my 2-week notice in when I get to work on Tuesday. That'll give me you need to give me those 2 weeks. I can't do anything. Those 2 weeks are going to be a nightmare because I'm the only guy that can do this stuff right now. I've got to try to train somebody in 2 weeks. It's not going to be easy. But I care enough that I don't want them to be completely screwed when I go. So give me those 2 weeks, and then after that, you can have your way with me. No, I didn't say that. I probably did, actually. but you know what I mean. We have this, whatever. Anyway. So yeah. And then he calls me up Sunday afternoon. He goes, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. Come over to this place and we're gonna do some Game Chaser stuff. I said, okay, cool. I'm just thinking we'll just hang out, whatever. Go over there, and that's when we recorded the Blockbuster video. Not the Blockbuster video, but the Blockbuster video over there on the Game Chaser channel. That was done on that Sunday, I believe. And I actually didn't feel well toward the end of it. I'm like, I gotta go. I do not feel well. So I went home, and I went in Tuesday and put in my 2-week notice, and it was the greatest thing ever. It felt so amazing to get out of that and to have, oh my God, it felt so good. It felt so good. I wish I could bottle that and sell it. I'd be doing okay if I could sell that feeling. It was awesome. But the weird thing was, again, every single one of them, like my boss said, you know what? I gotta be honest with you. I'm disappointed, but I am so happy for you. You sound like, oh my God, this sounds like it's perfect for you. You've got to do it. In fact, I would be angry if you told me about it and you said that you weren't going to do it. And I'm like, wow. And everybody was so supportive. They were like, okay, so holy crap a little bit. Like, what are we going to do? But, oh my God, it's awesome. So. So there you go. That's kind of the story. I mean, there's a little more, but that's pretty much the whole thing. It was an amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing to be able to do it, and then to have the constant acceptance from all of these big. I mean, I would consider to be some of the best entertainers I've ever seen. I mean, in my opinion, these guys are amazing. and they put together amazing videos, just so creative. And I'm just accepted into it. And then you look over there and you say, well, Rob, you have 152 followers. I deserve probably a quarter of that. Look, I hope that people hang out and learn more about me and get to hang out with me and get to learn about me and maybe end up hanging out. But man, I streamed for almost a year by myself. A few years ago, I peaked. I only had 10 followers on that channel. So I know without help, there's no way I would have gotten to 152 followers with people giving me bits and donations. It wouldn't have happened. So I know that everything, all of the success that I've been able to get, it's all due to Billy and Jay. But they're also my brothers, you know? Does that make sense? It's weird, but it's amazing. So yeah, that about wraps it up. So I just wanted to let you know that if you're interested in seeing more from the Twitch channel, yeah, every Tuesday night and Friday night I stream over there, and I do play some games from time to time, but lately I've been doing nothing but chatting, and it's been a blast. It's really been a blast. So yeah, if you're interested, look in the description of this video. Yeah, you can go check it out. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.